we were in the middle of a division. In other words, we were voting when we heard about this, and obviously people were deeply concerned, to say the least. And of course, we do also have televisions in our rooms, so we've been following the news, and there appear to be two separate but perhaps connected events. One of which is that on Westminster Bridge, there have been some people mowed down by a vehicle, which clearly, by the look of it, has some connection with what was going on as described by Quinton Letts just now. And Quinton Letts' room looks directly into New Palace Yard, which is puts him, and I can see on the television screen now a series of people lying down on the ground on Westminster Bridge itself. So there appear to be two completely connected but distinctive actions taking place, and it may have been the two are connected, but we've yet to find out. There is also statements made suggesting that the man has been shot dead, and that is in New Palace Yard. I can't corroborate any of that other than what I'm hearing, and Quinton Letts actually is probably the person who has seen more than almost anybody else in the circumstances from a vantage point from his room, which overlooks New Palace Yard. But it's clearly an extremely serious matter. I doubt, from what I'm hearing, that it was a stick. I think it's more likely that it was a knife that was being used.
Okay. And
the people who apprehended him, the plainclothes policemen, appear to have acted with great speed and courage and moved straight in on the man who just simply refused to stop or take action which would have resolved the matter by an arrest. But I think he's been shot dead, but we don't know for sure.
No, got it. We're very grateful for your bringing us up to date with what you know. Bill Cash, Member of Parliament. I've got Andy Hoskin, BBC's Andy Hoskin, who's been monitoring the TV screens that we can see here in the studio, but also the wire reports that are coming in. What have you got, Andy?
Well, there seems to have been two separate incidents, as people have been saying. I mean, first of all, just on the incident in front of Parliament, the Commons leader David Lidington has told MPs that a police officer has been stabbed and that the alleged assailant was shot by armed police. So that seems to be one of the incidents. The other incident relates to what appears to have happened on Westminster Bridge. Now, just looking at Twitter, our colleague Laura Koonsberg has been talking to Richard Tice, who is a campaigner in the Brexit, the referendum on the EU. And now apparently he says, and he said to Laura Koonsberg, that he's seen 10 bodies we don't know, 10 people anyway, that appear to have been mown down on Westminster Bridge. So that's the information we have on that particular incident at the moment. So details are still coming in, so we can't confirm this, but I'm just going on eyewitness accounts that I can see on Twitter and elsewhere.
I think we can go to Radek Sikorski now. Is that right? Can you hear me, Radek Sikorski?
Yes, I can.
Where are you?
I'm now in central London still, but I saw or rather heard the incident.
Okay, and I should first of all say you're the former Polish foreign minister, so you just were in the right place at the right time. And so
right.
Can you tell us what you have seen?
I was in a taxi going from Westminster to the South Bank, doing my email on my smartphone, and I heard a sound which I initially took to be a collision between cars. And when I lifted my gaze, I saw a person down, clearly in great distress, unconscious, on the street. And then, out of journalistic habit, I started filming, and then I saw other people, another person with a head wound, bleeding profusely, and 3 more people down. So I immediately realized that this was a likely terrorist incident.
So Radek Sikorski, it's not a great line. I'm no doubt the mobile networks there are completely overloaded. But can you just how many people did you see in trouble, injured or worse?
I saw 5 people down.
Okay, I'm going to leave it there because it's quite difficult to make out what you're saying, but thank you very much for that contribution. Let's just go to James Lansdale now, our diplomatic editor, who's with me here in the studio. You have got a number of screens in front of you, which you've been sort of looking at.